I share greetings and goodwill once again to you all, my fellow natural native earthly humans the world over. Yes, you don't know that this is yours truly, I, the Mystic Philosopher. And welcome to this part 25, the continuation of my series of talks titled, Can Africa Be Set Free? Can Burkina Faso, the land of upright people, the land of people of integrity, be set free? Now, if you haven't yet watched or listened to part 1 through to part 24 of this series, I ask that you please do so before going forward with this number 25, or that you please do so at your earliest convenience. By doing so, I am pretty sure that you may learn something new. You may be reminded of something or about something, or at the very least, you may get something to think about. And I ask that you please note that I did not say that by listening to yours truly, I, the Mystic P, you will learn something, but that you may learn something. Because the truth be told, these talks, these presentations are definitely not for everyone. Because I'm aware of the possibility, if not the fact, that some of you might be offended by the truth, or more correctly, by the facts that are enveloped in my talks. But as the late Robert Nesta Marley once said in one of his most famous songs called Jaliv, and I quote, he said, "The truth is an offense, but not a sin," unquote. And as the late Dale Carnegie said, and I must repeat this, those who convince against their will are of the same opinion still, unquote. And for the record, I'm not a con. And neither am I trying to con or to convince anyone. I stay away from the word conning as much as possible. And I will explain at some other time as to why. I am just sharing what you may call, and what is, in fact, another perspective on a lot of things. And in this case, I'm focusing on how Africa and Burkina Faso and how people in general, or highly melanated people, may be free. Another thing I wish to point out too is that I am more encouraged and would like to focus more on sharing these thoughts with the younger generation, youths. Because as it is said, youth I call on you because you're strong. Not necessarily old folks like me or older who are on their way out. You know, I heard someone ask the question, where are these old leaders in Africa, those half-dead leaders in Africa that are standing in the way of youth's progress and youths being free and liberated? The person asked the question, where are they leading the people? And I said they are leading them to death, to their grave. That's what these old half-dead people, leaders are doing. Useless half-dead people are just standing in the way of progress, you know, and so I'm trying to share perspective with the youth. Youths who can investigate what I'm saying, think about what I'm saying, analyze what I'm saying, who has the ability, who has not yet brain dead and paralyzed with old food, if you know what I mean. Anyway, for those of you that has been listening to some, if not all, of my previous episodes, you will already know that my answer to those two questions, number one, can Africa be set free? Or can Burkina Faso, the land of upright people, be set free? You don't know that it is for yours truly, I, the Mystic Philosopher. It is a resounding yes. And I have no doubt about such a possibility. However, the purpose of this series of talks is to show you, from my perspective and spiritual and intellectual insights, how and when Africa or Burkina Faso, and by extension all of us African people home and abroad, can and will be set free from the tyranny of imperialism and colonialism. It was the late Maya Angelou who once said, and again I quote, "The truth is no one of us can be free until everybody is free," unquote. And that fact we know, and that fact we both know, that none of us Africans, be it nations or individuals, can be set free until all of us are indeed free. Now, someone having listened to some or maybe possibly all of my talks, this series thus far, asks me the following two questions. Number one, the Mystic Philosopher, why are you anti-religion? And two, question number two, why do you call religion a curse and an extremely dangerous and deadly virus that is cast upon us humans by the dark magicians and the dark forces of evil? Now, meaning, why am I against religion? Anti mean against. Why am I against religion? Which I interpret to be a very honest, intelligent, and straightforward question from someone that is either being awakened from the system's political and religious hypnotic trance that our entire world has been a victim of, and is seeking knowledge, enlightenment, and more clarity on this, and no doubt many other related topics. And so I have decided to respond to his or her questions in today's episode, part 25. And my honest, intelligent, non-compromising, and straightforward answer to the question, number one, is yes, I am anti-religion. But I'm only against religion. I'm only anti-religion for the continent of Alkebulan, also known as, or more popularly known as, Mother Africa, and for all her ascendants, home and abroad. I have absolutely no problem with religion being among the people, or more correctly, I have absolutely no problem with religion being among the humankind to whom it belongs, as long as they keep it to themselves and among themselves, and do not try to give it to, sell it to, or try to convert my people with it, or buy it. Secondly, religion, as you shall shortly see and learn, was and still is an alien concept, a con idea, aka the alien ideology and devil's philosophers or devil's philosophy to our most honorable African ancestors. It is an alien deadly virus that was brought to our motherland, and it still is and is still being brought to our motherland by the imperialist and colonialist alien invaders. Yes, they're mercenaries that are euphemistically called missionaries, pastors, priests, prophets, man of God, and soldiers of the symbol of death. Yes, soldiers of the symbol of death, the cross. The agents they are the agents and forerunners of imperialism and colonialism. From my perspective, all other people and races of humankind that are the creators, the receivers, vessels, carriers, instruments, distributors, and promoters of religion, that by extension religions can keep it to themselves and for themselves, and they should keep it to themselves and for themselves. Now, the second question, and why do you call religion a curse and an extremely dangerous and deadly virus that is cast upon us humans by dark magicians and the dark forces of evil? Now, I will preamble my answer to this question by answering, and sharing some of my unique perspectives on the following question. What is religion? And why is it extremely dangerous? Now, religion by meaning and definition is simply a system of beliefs. And another way of saying it is that religion is a belief system. The key word or the operative word that I ask that you please bear in mind and pay very close attention to as I continue to dissect and unpack the word religion for you is the word belief. What is a system? According to one online English dictionary. Quote, a system is one, a set of things working together as part of a mechanism or an interconnecting network. And number two, a set of principles or procedures according to which something is done, and an organized framework or method, unquote. So based on these two definitions, we can logically deduce that a system is a combination of different components that are working together for one common purpose. Now, for those of you, my listeners, that are not under the mental, spiritual, psychological slavery and paralysis and the hypnotic trance of this thing called religion, and also for those of you that might be just waking up from it, and thus your ability to think critically and analytically and to reason independent of the fear of revenge and retribution from your religious masters are being activated, I ask that you please note the following 8 facts. Please take note of the following 8 facts. Fact number 1, that belief is not knowing. Fact number 1, belief is not knowing. Fact number 2, that when you know, then there is no reason or need to believe. When you know, you know. Fact number 3, that belief is the father of belief and the grandfather of belief. This fact I also refer to as the Trinity of lies. Fact number 4, yes, the Trinity of lies. Fact number 4, that belief or believe is the step towards knowing. Believe is the step towards knowing. Fact number 5, that knowing is the step towards understanding, and overstanding. Fact number 6, that understanding, and overstanding is the step towards wisdom, aka wise judgment, wise decision, and in that order, I might add. Fact number 7, that according to the meaning and definitions alone, that religion is a system of belief and not a system of knowing or a system of knowledge. It's a system of what? Belief. Religion is not about facts. Religion is the antithesis of facts, or the antithesis of truth, the opposite of truth. Fact number 8, that a system of knowledge and a system based on knowledge works for anyone and for everyone, anytime, every time, and all the time. But on the contrary, a system of belief, a belief system, or a system based on belief, aka a religion or religion, may, the operative word here again is may only work for some people some of the time, if at all it ever works, or really ever works. For example, let me give you a practical example. I know that my car is a mechanical system that must have gasoline to fuel it and a battery to get it started. However, if it has no gasoline to fuel it and no battery to initialize it, then regardless of how much I believe that it will start and run or drive without the two, it just won't work. And I am yet to see or hear of a man or a woman of faith, aka a true faithful religious believer, that has driven a car or is starting and driving a car without a battery or gasoline. If you are aware of such a one, please introduce them. Another fact that I would like to point out here, while I decode the word religion and what else it entails, is this. At the root of the word religion is the word lie. Yes, L-I, spelled lie, spelled without an E. Lie meaning deception, meaning falsehood, meaning con, meaning untrue, etc., etc. Now, according to Yahoo AI, a lie, and I quote, a lie is a statement that is made with the intention to deceive or to mislead, unquote, religion. The root of the word religion is lie. And the prefix of the word religion is the word re, R-E, meaning or indicates repetition or to return to previous state. It suggests doing something once more. Example, to redo, to rewrite, to replay, to reiterate, etc. And the suffix John, G-I-O-N, John, can be interpreted as eons, E-O-N-S, meaning centuries, or according to Yahoo AI, eon is a significant unit of geological time, typically defined as a period lasting 1 billion years. By putting all this back together, we can see that religion means to repeat a lie, and by extension, repeat lies over and over and over again, and over centuries, if not over billions of years. And even if we were to drop the suffix John, because time did not permit me to fully explain that, even more presenting more fact. John, if we drop John from religion, we would get rely, R-E-L-I-E, R-E-L-I, rely, meaning to repeat a lie or to repeat lies. So just from decoding the word religion, I can see that there is nothing about it that is good for yours truly, I, the Mystic Philosopher, and for my African people, and for my highly enriched, melaninated, and carbon-skinned people, the world over. Nothing good. Now, the German philosopher, political theorist, economist, journalist, and revolutionary socialist, Karl Marx, his description of religion is as follows, and I quote, "Religion is the sigh of the oppressed creature, the heart of a heartless world, and the soul of soulless conditions. It is the opium of the people," unquote. Religion, in essence and all practicality, is a group of well-organized lies that are being told and have been told for centuries, if not for billions of years. Now, my people, I run out of time, and I still have a lot more to say, so I'll pick up back on this point in my next episode and show and explain to you why I know religion is a very dangerous thing for us African melaninated people. So please join me in part 26 for the continuation of Can Africa Be Set Free? Can Burkina Faso, the land of upright people, be set free? In the meantime and between time, here is willing that you be more and more and much, much more, and definitely not be less. Let no one be less you. For I am the Mystic Philosopher. Ashe, 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 I say. Thanks again for listening, and please share.